So I see the trading volume, and that's an easy metric to sort of consider as some form of success. But how do you get there? Sort of we can talk best practice, talking about capturing attention from newer, younger investors. What kind of behavior do we need to be aware of, and what should we be doing?
Sure. So I'm Sebastian Kloet. I'm the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Red Cloud Financial Services. Essentially, Red Cloud is the in-between for companies. So as everybody knows, the trading model, in a sense, has been a little bit broken, and the brokerage model has been a little bit broken for years now, whereby your banker will answer the phone for you as soon as you need money, but then you don't hear from them until you need money again. So what do you do in the in-between? And that's where we've found a niche. We've never left the mining industry, so good and bad times, all we do is mining, for good or for bad, I guess you could say. But it's allowed us to build a team of 60 people that tack on to any junior mining company's current infrastructure and support them really with distribution. So best practices, I would say, there's a lot of CEOs that go out there and they think that if they don't get the person's money the first time that they meet them, they've done something wrong, or we've done something wrong. But the reality is you've got to be in front of them multiple times. And how do you shorten the timeline to the hand-to-wallet response? And the real key to that is going and utilizing digital media and social media and in-person, now Zooms, which made the world much smaller, Teams made the world much smaller, and then still having the face-to-face in person. But it's not about going and running around the street. We used to market to 56 countries or 56 cities in the US. And the one thing that resonated with everybody, every place that we went, if you didn't have an OTC listing, you might as well not go. So the best practice is to have an OTC listing if you're going to market to the US. And I think that the companies that do the best and have the best liquidity are ones that are marketing in the United States. Everybody probably in this room would agree with me that if you get the right individual to back you in the US, those guys have more, one person can have more money than a fund that's focused on the resource sector in Canada. Every fund manager that you go out and see, and everybody wants to meet institutions, and they think it's all nice and dandy to have an institution on your register, but every time we go and market to an institution, they say, okay, Sebastian, what would you like me to sell that you sold me yesterday to go and buy what you're showing to me today? The money's just not there. So trying to find the new individual is what we've strived to do at Red Cloud, and it's definitely a must to be on the OTC if you're going to be marketing in the US.
So is there a difference between marketing to investors in Australia versus Canada versus the US?
I would say so, yeah. There is a niche group of individuals that you're marketing to in Canada that know the mining space and have made money in the mining space, and everybody knows those people. In the US, there's a lot of education that comes with the marketing that you do. So if you go into a city, be prepared that some people across the table are going to need a little bit of education on what you do, where you are, all these things that we take for granted when marketing in Canada. But at the end of the day, if you have somebody with deep pockets across the table for you, I'd be happy to be the person that's the first person to tell them about uranium if they know nothing about uranium, because the competition is now much smaller, and I would be the first uranium story that they ever invest in. Good for me. So I think people need to not be afraid of that education process and not expect that everybody across the table is an expert.